for the Red Devils tonight, captains number 9, Trey Brown, and number 72 is, of course, the big one in the middle, Brandon Biles. Now we'll take it down to our on-field reporter, Dan Rosser.
Mr. Huffman, your referee, Mr. O'Byrne, your umpire. Who's going to call the toss over here for me? You're calling. This is the tails, says tails. That's our heads. Okay, what's your call? Tails. Got tails. That would be a tails. You wanted to call. You want the ball. Which goal you want to defend? Which way you want to kick it? Kick it that way? All right. Red, turn it back this way.
There you have it.
Dan, just go a little bit to your right. Now try it again.
Harlem won the toss, and we're going to kick toward the open end of the field.
All right, we found out that you can't turn your back on the monitor here. It won't work. How about them apples? Red Devils are going to come out in red jerseys, white numerals, white breeches, and, of course, red helmets with the LC on top. And if you hadn't seen the Harlem Bulldogs, well, they look a lot like the Georgia Bulldogs. Gray breeches, red and black stripes along the breeches, white jerseys, black and red numerals. And, I mean, they look just like, Addison, they look just like Georgia except for the emblem on their helmet, which wouldn't mean, being that they're the Bulldogs, that could probably be kind of self-explanatory. Hey, Dan, it was interesting to see that, at this time of night with the sun shining like it is, that the Red Devils would kick into the sun and defend into the sun.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know what the choice was there, the reasoning, but you're right. We will be defending into the sun, but I think we're planning on spending a lot of time in their backfield. And, of course, I think Harlem runs a wishbone, so they're not worried about the pass too much.
Harlem is going to come in tonight running very similar to the wishbone. They're going to run, according to Jimmy Lewis, their head coach. They lost their starting quarterback to start the game. Okay, I see. To start the first practice of the season, Harlem lost their starting quarterback. If you watch Georgia Southern football, that's what Harlem's going to look like on offense. But in just a moment, we're going to get ready to kick this thing off. Number 44 is waiting for the indication, and that is James Spradlin. He's our place kicker tonight. Number 2, Mason Sagas, is telling everybody when they can approach. Waiting for the whistle from the referee. There it is. And here comes foot to leather. Sagas kicks it end over end. It's going to be fielded at about the 15-yard line. I'll give you the number in just a second. Cut up to the 30 and taken down there at the 29-yard line. Tackle on the play by number 7, Jonathan Partlow. As number 2, Tyler Thigpen, got it up to the 29-yard line of the Bulldogs. So that's where they'll set up shop. Sophomore quarterback coming in. We'll get the page set here for you. Mason McDaniel is going to be the quarterback. He's a sophomore, number 18. And if nobody puts the ball in the air, this will be a quick running game tonight as Harlem plans to keep it on the ground. Running back is Mike McIntyre. He's a sophomore also. 2 receivers to the left. That's number 11 and number 1. So we've got a young man in there that I wasn't prepared for. And I'll let you know that that's John Michael Degon. He's over to the left. McIntyre under center, inside handoff. Now he's going to keep it and be drugged down right at the line of scrimmage by number 5, Jatavius Marshall. Help me with that. Marshall. I want to call him Marshall, but that's not right.
Jatavius Marshall. Yeah, Marshall. That is Jatavius.
Okay. Gain of probably 1 on the play. Now, Dan, will this be a slow arriving crowd as I'm looking for the Sea of Red to fill up behind you?
Well, one of the things that tends to happen is our reserve seating area fills in slowly.
Okay.
And our general admission area fills in faster, so you'll notice the ends are probably more full than the middle.
All right, good crowd on hand tonight here in Lincoln County. 2nd down and a long 9. McDaniel puts a man in motion, pitches it out to the fullback. He cuts back at the line of scrimmage, gains 4 yards, 5 yards, and up for a first down as he gets across the 40-yard line and up to about the 44-yard line. So a pickup of 14 yards on the play.
Yeah, that time we missed him as we crashed in on our left end over there, Carl, and we just kind of overread it, and he broke a couple of tackles that time. He looked pretty strong running the football.
I think Jatavius did his job at defensive end, but we didn't play behind him. He turned him up the field, and there wasn't anybody there to
on the gain there, the sophomore, number 33, Mike McIntyre. 1st and down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Inside fake inside handoff. Number 18, Mason McDaniels is going to keep it on the quarterback keeper, go over the right side, pick up maybe 1, possibly 2 yards on the plays. He gets it up to the 45-yard line of the Bulldogs. 10:31 in tonight's contest. 10:31 left to go in the first quarter. No score. Harlem Bulldogs have the football. First drive. This is about the 4th or 5th play of the drive. McDaniels gets the signals from the sidelines, and they are predominantly going to keep it on the ground. McIntyre is a running back in the backfield, and he is 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Fumble at the line of scrimmage, and the ball is down, and we're going to have a penalty. First flag of tonight's contest is at the 10:03 mark, and an illegal shift called on Harlem. I believe that'll back them up 5 yards on the play. We've got a couple of players in there that I wasn't ready for, so I'm going to. So any of you fans listening in the stands, excuse me, because there'll be a couple of numbers we might mix up on Harlem. We won't get any of the Red Devils wrong, though. I learned that lesson pretty quickly, Edison.
Exactly, my friend.
Carl punt in for Doug Newman. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, the voice of the Red Devils is fine and dandy. I understand he's soaking up a lot of sun at the beach.
Yeah, we declined that penalty, by the way, Carl, and we're going to take the loss on the play.
All right, 3rd down and 8. Ball rests at the Bulldogs' 45-yard line. They possess it. McDaniel under center. The sophomore surveys the situation. Puts a man in motion. Fakes the handoff. Back to pass. Hit right as he lets it go. And big number 59 is in there as the ball falls harmlessly incomplete. Good gracious. Zellers gets in there and just laid a whooping on the quarterback. That's a nice-looking defensive end, the senior defensive end, Demetrius Zellers there.
Dekemus,
thank you. I only read, well, I'm not going to tell you that. That's a name out of the Bible, and I apologize for not being able to pronounce it correctly. I couldn't remember what book, so I wasn't going to get myself in any more trouble. Back to punt, the Bulldogs punters at the 30-yard line. No score, 9:42 to go in the first quarter. Plenty of pressure on him. He lets it fly. Number 2 is back to receive it at the 20-yard line. Fumbles, it's got to get on it! And he's able to recover it. Number 2 there, bringing it in. And number 2 for the Red Devils lost it in the sun. Sagas loses it in the sun, but was able to crawl back to it. And that's why I asked you that question, Dan, about the sunlight, because they hung it up in the sun and he lost it.
Yeah, I can't argue with you there.
Well, wasn't an argument. Hey, what book of the Bible is that name from? Come on, y'all. I got 2
I think
preachers.
you may be thinking about Zacchaeus.
No, this is a book. I'll find it. I'll Google it in a minute.
Yeah, he's going to have to Google it.
Red Devils take over, ball on their own 21-yard line. Bulldogs getting somebody in late, going to have an illegal substitution on the play, and they'll have all sides on the Bulldogs. So we got to flip the page here, Red Devil fans, and let you know at quarterback, as they're going to start off 1st and 5 after the offsides penalty. So that'll help get it out to about the 26-yard line. And in at quarterback is Gumby, Denzel Gumby, a senior. And off to the left of him is Craig Jones at running back. Number 5 is put into motion. Inside handoff, looking to pass. He releases it, lets it go. 2-man open in the pattern. A little mix-up, but a completed pass, enough for a first down. Is it up to the 36-yard line?
Nope, the refs called it incomplete.
Oh. Well, Sagas made a good catch there. And I missed there is, so we've got 2 marshals out here. All right. So it's going to be 2nd down and 5. 5 yards picked up with the penalty on the first down. Red Devils possess it on 26-yard line. Fake the pass, out to Sagas again. The ball's a little high. Trying to make some easy throws for Gumby to let him settle his feet a little bit, and Sagas was wide open in the flat, and he just airmailed him. And Dan Rosser had the reception on the play.
Yeah, I was right there for it. Wide open.
Play comes in from the sidelines. Those 2 little signals it in. Gumby surveys the situation. 3rd down and 5. Ball's at the Red Devils' 26-yard line. They possess it. A little bit of pressure. Pass over the middle. Sagas goes up, gets a hand on it at about the 50-yard line, and then isn't able to reel it in. As coming from his safety position was Alonzo Hill, and there definitely were some footsteps heard there. So both teams have a possession under their belt. No score. 8:59 to go in the first quarter, and the Red Devils are forced to punt.
It's like we're going to put Stewart back there at punt and call instead of Ashmore right now. Ashmore has been struggling with a little hip corner.
All right, Stewart, number 65, the big lineman, hits it end over end. Gets up to the 45-yard line and into about the 40, call it the 38-yard line of the Bulldogs.
36-yard punt by Lincoln County.
Now, Newman never told me you were that quick on your math. I'm impressed. Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. You just add where you went to there, subtract 100, and you got it.
Thank you.
All right. I tried that the other day, and it works pretty well. You're listening to Lincoln County Red Devil football on the Lincoln County Broadcast Network. 8:48 to go in the first quarter. And it looks like, we're going to have a water timeout. We're going to have a timeout for water, so we're going to take one with them. 8:48 to go in the first quarter. No score. Harlem Bulldogs possess the football when we come back in just a moment. What? We're already back. That's all right.
They were waiting on their football is what it was, and our water boys thought it was a timeout.
That's all right. As long as they don't score here. Jimmy, you got to tell me I'm clear because I can't hear anything. They're fine.
Wow. Second down, 1 yard to go.
At 06, clock rolling. Harlem has a second down and 1. We didn't have a water timeout there. We just had an exchange of football. So Harlem on their second drive of the game. McIntyre pitches it out to number 2, and he's hemmed into the backfield. No gain on the play. As Lincoln County defenders there, number 5, Marshall, is in on the tackle. So Harlem's going to have another third down. It's going to be a short one, maybe a half a foot. This drive was set up by a punt. The first play from scrimmage, Mac McIntyre picked up 8 yards as he went over the left-hand side of the line. And this is the type of drive that the Bulldogs want to have, where they just eat a lot of clock. Sophomore quarterback, lost the whole offensive line, did the Bulldogs last year, coming into tonight's campaign. Now they're setting up three backs in the backfield. Inside handoff right at the line of scrimmage. There's immediate, there was containment, but the running back was able to skirt out to the left and pick up 3 yards, and on the play, McIntyre picks up enough for the first down to keep the Bulldogs drive alive. Addison as he gets into the 46-yard line of the Red Devils.
Yeah, crossing nobody's zone. Hey, a good hard run that time by the young man from Harlem. Like you said, we looked like we had stuffed him, and he broke off 4 yards and a Bulldog first down.
Yep. Somebody is screaming for a timeout. And now we do have an official timeout on the field. So we're going to take one with them. 6:58. Welcome back, Lincoln County fans, as McIntyre tries to take it. McDaniel tries to take it over the left-hand side for a gainer, but no gain on the play is coming from his defensive line position is number 59, Zellers. Back at the studio, I hope that sounds a little bit better there. I don't know if you're trying to tell me to turn the microphones down in the break. But we did a sound check early, and it sounded fine. Harlem's faced with a second down and 10 from the Red Devils' 46-yard line. Their second possession of tonight. 3 receivers to the right. One comes back over in the pattern, and that's number 27, Franklin. He lines up. McDaniel under center. Rolls out to his right, looking for somebody to throw it to. He's being pressured, and as he releases the football, number 5 comes in and lays a hit, and that's Marshall. So we're okay there. I had to adjust a couple of things. Sorry about that. So third down and 10 from the Red Devils' 46-yard line. Bulldogs possess it. The referee readjusts the football to make it more like the 45. 6:08 to go in the first quarter. No score. Bulldogs' second possession. 3 and out for the Red Devils on their first possession. Bulldogs break the line of scrimmage. McDaniel surveys the situation. He's got McIntyre behind him. Puts a man in motion. That's number 1, Frails. Pitches it to McIntyre over the left-hand side. He's got 5. He's got 6. He's got enough for a first down. He's going to be taken down at the 30-yard line and falls into the 28.
Yeah, they did a great job that time pushing our defensive end inside. And like I said, McIntyre did a good job picking up his blocking and rumbling for, just say, about 16 yards.
Yeah, Craig Jones comes from his outside linebacker position to make the tackle there as they got into the secondary pretty quickly. Now, this is just a grinding drive. 5:46 to go in the first quarter. Bulldogs possess it. Sophomore quarterback shifts the offense around a little bit. Looks around. Takes the snap. Number 22. Oh, we got a false start. I wondered about that. He came out before the football was with him, and a new running back in the game for the Bulldogs is number 22, and that's Dontel Frails. So the second penalty of the night against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Harlem's putting together a little drive here, Carl. So far, 31 yards before that false start.
Second illegal shift called against the Bulldogs tonight. The first one the Red Devils declined. This one they will take. It'll force a first down and 15. Ball will rest at the Red Devils' 39-yard line. When they get it outside on the edge, Addison, not a lot of breakaway speed, but they got the numbers normally when they get there.
Yeah, you're right.
So McDaniel under center, looks around. Red Devils jump, come back. McDaniel readjusts. I don't know if he is calling an audible or not. We'll see. Under center, puts a man in motion, hands it off. Nope, going to put the option out on the right-hand side. Makes a man miss as number 2, but Jones is there to come over and make the tackle. And I'll tell you that Tyler Pigpen, the senior running back, picked up a couple yards on the play. And we have some more whistles. And we got a sideline warning against the Red Devils. Dan, you're too close to the field.
I can't help it. It's my belly. It sticks out too far.
What is the feeling on the field with this drive taking place right now, Dan?
It's kind of apprehensive over here. I mean, we didn't see any of this last week. Our defense played real well in the scrimmage, so we'll see if we can't figure out what's going on here.
All right, second down and 11. Bulldogs possess the ball at the Red Devils' 31-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. Should have had a false start on the right side, and that's what we've got. Lineman jumped. The line tonight for the Bulldogs: Dukes, Shepard, Rabin, Hintz, Beard, and Hartman. They are made up of a junior, sophomore, senior, junior, and a senior. And of course, according to Jimmy Lewis, the 20-year veteran of the Bulldogs, the coach, he lost his entire offensive and defensive line. And he lost his quarterback to start the first play of preseason. So this is all new territory for him. But thus far, it doesn't seem to be showing any ill effects from the offensive line standpoint, as they're moving the football, not at will, but just moving it methodically. 4th 12 to go in the first quarter. Second down and 15. Ball rests at the Red Devils' 35-yard line. Bulldogs possess it. Back to pass. Going to throw it to the corner of the end zone. Number 7 is there in the pattern. And he had a step on the cornerback, Jaylene Smith. And those are the kind of passes I think you're going to see from a young quarterback, as Alonzo Hill had a step on Jalen Smith. But nonetheless, the football was thrown where nobody was going to catch it.
Jalen's one of our young sophomores there, and I'm sure Coach Lewis is going to try to exploit on him just a little bit tonight.
Well, Dan, go ahead.
That wasn't me.
Okay. That brings a third down. That brings a third down and 15. Ball rests at the 35-yard line of the Red Devils as the Bulldogs' drive is starting to stall out a little bit. 3:59. Clock is stationary after the incomplete pass. Welcome into Lincoln County Red Devil football. A special presentation on 105.3 WSGC. Doug Newman will be back next week. I'm just simply keeping the seat warm for him. And we have a delay of game against the Bulldogs. So that'll help out a lot, backing them up even more. Vacationing at the beach, guys. I mean, you know.
Some folks have got it, man.
I tell you.
I mean, and this ain't just a just around here. I mean, he went hours and hours and hours away.
Well, Addison, I'm not geographically challenged by too much, but I think if you're going to go to the beach, it's several hours away.
No, I'm talking about not a little Myrtle Beach or Savannah. I mean, he went down to like the Gulf Coast. That sounds different than like Myrtle Beach. I'm going.
Well,
to
the water's a little
Gulf
clearer
Coast.
there. You can see your feet, the Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
All right, 3rd down and 20. Ball rest at the Red Devils' 40-yard line. Bulldogs possess it.
Good.
Another penalty flag. This is 3 in a row. And another delay of game.
Carl, I'm pretty sure Doug can't see his feet no matter how clear the water is.
I just left that one wide
That
open.
was good.
Hey, Dan, I'm a good caddy, man. I will tee it up, and you can hit it all day long.
I appreciate it.
Another delay of game backs the Bulldogs up. They have a 3rd down and 25 from the 45-yard line of the Red Devils. Back to pass is McDaniel, and oh my, on the double move, did he have number 11, DeGone, ready to be gone to the end zone. On coverage there was number 8, Letman. And there was some confusion there, but had the Bulldog receiver seen that pass, that would have been an easy 6, guys.
Absolutely. I don't know if that was busted coverage. Like you said, he put a good move on us.
Yep.
And just really didn't look up to find the football, or he would have, could have scored.
All right, so punting now back for the Bulldogs, standing at his own 40-yard line. I think that is Frails. I'll tell you in just a moment. High snap. Looks like a little bit of pressure from the Red Devils. Ball's kicked. Good punt. Sagas is back. Going to let it hit at the 15-yard line. It's going to fall forward to the 10, and we got some extracurricular activity going on from number 7, Alonzo Hill, who decided to take a little bit of a cheap shot in the back of Craig Jones, and Jones just let him know he was still there. So let's watch that matchup for a little later on in the contest as we have a flag on the play. Dan, any idea what the flag is?
It's going to be against them. They're marching it back. I'm not sure what the call is yet.
Illegal formation. Now, I'm not a statistician, but I could have sworn that is 5 penalties on the Bulldogs in this particular series. So maybe that youth is now being exposed a little bit, and the inexperience of the Bulldogs is coming unraveled a little bit for them. No score in tonight's contest. 3:41 to go in the first quarter. They're going to make them re-kick it. So Sagas for the Red Devils is going to come up to about the 20-yard line. And 82 is doing the kicking. So I've been telling you the wrong kicker. That's Dalton White. He's a sophomore. He stands back at his very own 35-yard line awaiting the snap. Red Devils have had pressure on him the 3 previous kicks. Let's see if they bring it again. They're getting close. And he absolutely shanks it off the side of his foot. And it was hit, I thought, at about the 35-yard line, but rolls dead at the 20. So after the penalty, the Red Devils will pick up about 7 yards on change of possession. Dan, is the mood on the field changed any? Is there a little bit more of a hip in the step of the Red Devils?
Not yet, but if we make a couple of connections here on offense, that could change real quick.
All right, so Gumby brings him out. Second possession of the first quarter, setting up shop at his very own 20-yard line. 3:29 to go in the first quarter. No score in tonight's contest. Gumby puts a man in motion, and whistles blow again. Had too many people moving in the formation, or did we have an offsides? Well, I tell you what, Jimmy Lewis is going to question a couple of things because that is 6 calls straight against him.
Let me just clarify something, though, Carl. This is one of the best crews in the state right here. This crew does championship games.
I am not questioning that at all. Please believe that. It's just that's 6 in a row, so his kids have got to get back on sharp. First down and 5. Gumby calls for it. His very own 25-yard line. Waiting for the snap. Gets it inside handoff. Picks up 20 yards. The tailback coming out of the backfield. And from my vantage point, I'll let you know that that's Jones carrying the football. Help me out with that, Dan. Was that Sherrod Jones carrying the football, or was that somebody else?
No, sir. That was Craig Jones, number 11. He got 6 yards on the play, and it's a first down.
Thank you very much. Do not feel any hesitation to correct me on a young man not carrying the right man carrying the football. Gumby under center, same play over the right-hand side. Runs it to the umpire, does Jones, but that doesn't keep him from picking up a first down as he gets up to the 42-yard line.
They're going to spot you on the 43.
They sure are. And you can tell right away that Lincoln County wants to put the gas pedal down, and the Bulldogs are looking around. Gumby gets the signal, barks it out to his teammates. First down and 10, ball rested the Red Devils' 43-yard line. Gumby in shotgun, looks around, surveys, foot on the ground, asks for the snap, receives it, puts it in the belly of his fullback. He picks up 4 yards on the play, call it 5, as he gets up to the 49-yard line from the 43. That's a pickup of 6. And on the play is number 34 running the ball for the Red Devils.
Deshaun Taylor.
Thank you very much. They are interchangeable. They are putting them in and out now, so it'll be a little quick.
We want to try to run a play every 17 seconds.
All right, so Sagas out in the pattern to the right. He is joined by Marshall. No, that's not Marshall. I'll tell you who that is in just a minute. Back to pass with the quarterback. Got Sagas wide open at the 40. He steps out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Ball was at the 48 of the Red Devils. It gets it into the, looks like the 35 rather, of the Bulldogs. 1:55 to go before the end of the first quarter. Letman was also out in the pattern with Sagas. Letman to the right, Sagas to the left. Also out in the pattern is Franklin. 2 backs in the backfield along with Gumby. Gumby looks around, puts his foot down, asks for the snap. Inside handoff to Jones. He's over the left-hand side. He's into the 20. Gets down to the 15-yard line as he cut it back in the middle. And the Bulldogs went from having a sustained drive to putting on a pair of roller skates, and they are going backwards.
Carl, it's fair to say the mood's changed a bit on the sideline.
I would think the intensity level has been raised for the Red Devils. First down and 10, ball rested at the Bulldogs' 16-yard line. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Gumby's looking around, 2 receivers to the right, put Sagas in motion. Inside handoff to Jones, ball's back on the ground, but Gumby is able to get back on it. Probably a loss of 2 yards, maybe 1 on the play. Ball's backed up to Dan. I'm thinking that looks like about the 17-yard line.
You are correct, sir. Right on it.
All right. 1:17, clock rolling. Second down. It'll be a long 12 yards, but if you pick up 16, we're going to start hollering.
Don't be surprised if you see that again, because Mason was wide open coming around this way if he'd have gotten a toss.
Well, and Jones was open straight up the middle as well. Gumby puts his foot down. Inside handoff to Jones. He's over the left-hand side. He's getting to the 10, being pulled down at the 10-yard line by the back of his jersey. On the tackle is number 53 on the play.
They're going to spot that on the 9, and we'll be about 3rd and 3.
All right. 45 seconds on the clock. 34 comes into tonight's contest to play. That's Taylor. Gumby's looking over at the sidelines for the signal. He gets it. Sagas to his right. Number 8 is also out in the pattern, and that is Letman. Gumby surveys the situation. Franklin to his left. Inside handoff to the big number 34, and he is bumbling and stumbling. He gets almost to the 5-yard line. Going to call it the 6. And they're going to get one more play in before, if the average is correct on the on-field reporter, as that handoff went to Taylor. The officials are going to look for a measurement.
They're checking it, but it's short. It's about.
Well, the good thing about that is what happened, Dan. They stopped the clock.
That's right.
10.9 seconds. So coaching staff, if they ask for
360 or so, and squats over 500 pounds. He's a big dude.
All right, that's an 11th grader. That's a junior, Deshaun Taylor. Or is it Deshaun? Deshaun, excuse me. I told somebody the other day playing golf, I'd be good and warmed up by number 16. I'll have these kids down by, halfway through the fourth quarter. I claim to be no Doug Newman, but he'll be back next week. So it's going to be 4th down and 1 here, and the way things are going for the Red Devils, you know they're going to go for it. Ball rest at the Bulldogs' 6-yard line, 10.9 seconds to go before the end of the first quarter. Going from our left to right, and about as far away as they can get from the press box here. Deshaun Taylor is in there, and I bet you he's going to get this football. Gumby asked for it. Hands it off to Taylor. That's what he does, and Taylor rambles into the end zone. Touchdown, Deshaun Taylor. Touchdown, Lincoln County. The Devils are in the end zone, 6-0. What do you think about that, Addison? That was a nice little drive.
80 yards, my friend, and every bit of it. But we had one pass play completed for 17 yards, but we go, that'd be 63 yards that time on the ground for Deshaun to take it in for 6 from 6 yards out.
All right, Spradlin waiting for the spot. The spot is down. The kick is up, and Spradlin's kick is good. So at the end of the first quarter, as that final play expired the first quarter, 7-0 is your score. Red Devils on top. We'll be back with more in just a moment. You're listening to the Lincoln County Broadcast Network. All right, so after an 80-yard drive, Spradlin's going to kick off end over end. Red Devils up. McIntyre receives the ball at his 10-yard line. Got a hole up the middle. He's hit at the 30, and a flag comes in on the play. Red Devils up by a score of 7-0. 11:52 to go in the half. Hi, everybody. Carl Punt just keeping the seat warm for Doug Newman, Addison Belangia, and our on-field reporter is Dan Rosser, as we are here in Lincoln County bringing you the special sports presentation of Lincoln County Red Devil football as a part of the Lincoln County Broadcast Network. So, Dan, that's got to get the defense fired up a little bit on the sidelines.
Absolutely. Of course, a quick stop here would get them even more excited.
All right, 7-0 is your score. Red Devils scoring on their second offensive possession. Parts of tonight's contest are made possible by Augusta Telephone, City Tire of Lincolnton, Clyte's Crossing, Crawford and Brazil Pharmacy, and the Doug Newman State Farm Insurance Agency. So after the penalty backs the Bulldogs up to their very own 14-yard line. That should be 9, almost 10 penalties on them tonight. And they will set up shop, ball at their own 14, trailing by 7 points. Bulldogs' third offensive possession. Inside handoff. No, going to run the option on the edge and swallow it up whole right there by number 11 for the Red Devils. That's Jones.
That was his third stop of the night, Carl, and playing very well from his new position from last year. He didn't really even play much defense at all last year. And they moved him to that outside linebacker position, and he's made 3 stops in the early season.
Well, Jones playing both ways, as a lot of the Red Devils do. Looking at it, middle linebacker there is Deshaun Taylor. I don't know if I am a Bulldog offensive player. Do I want to meet the hole that Mr. Taylor is going to fill? Second down and 12. McIntyre gets it up. That's not McIntyre. That is McDaniel as he scrambles up above the 20-yard line up to the 22-yard line of the Bulldogs. 11:03 to go before halftime. Red Devils up 7-0. And thus far, it has kind of gone as planned. Red Devils slow out of the gate. On their first drive, second offensive possession, just took it 80 yards very quickly and scored. And now they have put Harlem into a 3rd down and 4 situation from their own 21-yard line. McDaniel under center, puts a man in motion, quick pitch out on the edge to McIntyre. He's hit and hit hard by number 9. Coming from his defensive position is Trey Brown. And it's going to be shy of the first down.
Tackle made by Trey Brown.
So the Bulldogs,
Gain of 3 yards.
as McIntyre, that hole had opened up for him. The edge was there earlier, Addison, in the previous drives, but not there at that point. So credit the defensive coordinator for the Red Devils for making some adjustments. 10:06 clock rolling. Red Devils up 7-0. They're going to send their punter back, and that is number 82. And I'll let you know that that is Dalton White standing at his own 10-yard line, and Sagas is standing at the Red Devils. Oh, high punt. Dalton's going back. What's he going to do? He's got to try to kick it, and he falls down on it at the 1-yard line to turn the possession over to the Red Devils. He needs to kick that out of the back of the end zone, if anything.
Right. Yeah, just turn around and kick it between the uprights.
Give up 2 points and not a possible 7. He just panicked. Dalton, the snap to Dalton White was too high. Sagas was standing at the Red Devils' 48-yard line awaiting the punt. And Dalton mishandled it and panicked. I think he had more time than he thought he had, and he just fell down. So the Red Devils are going to get it inside the Bulldogs' 1-yard line. Gumby, inside handoff. He's going to call his own number. No, he doesn't. He hands it off to number 30.
Sherrod Jones.
And Sherrod Jones scores the touchdown. Touchdown, Sherrod Jones. Touchdown, Lincoln County. Once again, the Red Devils are in the end zone.
You know, on that punt, we had the return set up because we didn't even rush.
That's a good point. I didn't even see that, Dan. Good observation. The previous 3 punts had put some pressure on him. The last one, Dalton had shanked to the right, and that time it went over his head, and the Red Devils took advantage of it. Spradlin waiting the spot. The spot is down. The kick is up, and it is good as he puts it on top of the field house. So 9:38 to go before halftime. 14-0 is your score. 14-0 Red Devils. We'll be back with more in just a moment. You're listening to the Lincoln County Broadcast Network. 14-0 is your score. Back in 30 seconds. McIntyre gets it at his 10-yard line, up to the 20, hit there at the 30-yard line and brought down by number 6 and a host of other Red Devil defenders as Jalen Smith is in on the tackle. Red Devils out to an early lead, 14-0, 9:29 to go in the half. And a fortuitous snap for the Red Devils as the snapper for Harlem snapped it right over the kicker's head. And of course, there's only one thing to say. When all that red was coming down on Mr. White, he panicked and fell on it at the 1-yard line. And one play, one touchdown as number 30, Sherrod Jones, walks in the end zone for the Red Devils. 9:29 to go before halftime. Red Devils up 14-0 here. Harlem has the ball at their own 30-yard line. Inside handoff to McIntyre. He's over the right-hand side and hit hard there by number 34. That's what I was talking about, Addison. I would not want to meet Deshaun in a hole, and he just got met.
Yeah, especially, Jatavius kind of had him by the ankles, and he couldn't go. About that time, Deshaun cleaned up the mess.
So the Red Devils smell the blood in the water, and a quick stop here and a quick score could make the Bulldogs remember last year's 42-7 thumping. Second down and 8. Ball is at the 32-yard line of the Bulldogs. Sophomore quarterback brings him out, surveys the situation. He's got McIntyre behind him, inside handoff. No, he keeps it himself. We've got to be a little bit more patient on the call as he gets it up to about the 38-yard line, but laundry on both sides of the field. Rosser, do you have a call?
No, our coaches are pulling against him, but yeah, it's on them.
All right.
Little motion.
So in another illegal shift. And with a timing audience, a timing offense, if you watch Georgia Southern football at all, the Harlem Bulldogs run a very similar offense to that, where there's a lot of motion, got to look for the football. And they break from center and ready to go. Second down and looks like 13 yards. Ball's going to be at their own 26, maybe the 27-yard line. McDaniel under center. 2-minute motion again. Inside handoff to McIntyre. Nope, McDaniel's holding it himself, and he's fighting as he gets up to the 35-yard line. Addison, one of the things that Jimmy Lewis shared with me on the phone earlier this week was he was real worried about his durability of his quarterback, Mason McDaniel, because when they lost the other starting quarterback, he was a little bit more athletic, a little stronger than McDaniel. And he said McDaniel's going to get hit every down, and he sure is.
Yeah, he is. I mean, but, so far, he the last 3 or 4 yards that time, he kind of toughed it out.
Yeah.
But you're right. He's really he's really getting the leather laid to him when he does keep the football.
All right, so that gain gets them manageable 3rd down and 5 yards from the Bulldogs' own 35-yard line. The wishbone look, hand off to McIntyre, hit right at the line of scrimmage by Craig Jones. Nope, that's Trey Brown. Check that. And not enough for the 1st down. So the Red Devils are winning not only the battle on the scoreboard by a score of 14-0, but they're beginning to win the field position battle as well. As the Bulldogs will have to kick off to the Red Devils here. Sagas going back, awaiting the punt from a well-shaken Dalton White. And let's see if he can slow down and not be stirred with this snap. He stands back at his own 24-yard line. Snap is much better to him. Red Devils bring the rush. He lets it go and hits a great punt, end over end. Sagas hauls it in at his 25-yard line, makes a man miss at the 30. He's up to his own 40 and is hemmed in right there as number 63 comes across and makes a really good tackle. And that is Shane Morgan. And there's more laundry on the field.
38-yard punt.
And I think that is Coach Campbell across the way declining the penalty. One of the things that's pretty interesting is the officials here are mic'd. So we got to work on getting that feed to you guys somehow so you can put that over the radio.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. And now we are going to have a water break, and we're going to take one with them. So 6:57 to go before the end of the first half. Red Devils getting ready to take over possession of the football at their own 34-yard line, up 14-0. Back with more after you hear these messages on 105.3 WSGC. Welcome back in, Red Devil fans. Gumby inside handoff from the 34-yard line. And taking it up to the 41-yard line is number 11, Jones. Red Devils up 14-0. 6:45, 6:43, 6:42. Clock rolling here.
Hey,
Wholesale changes for the Bulldogs. Number 51 coming in. What did I just say?
Number 40, Tony Beard for us, is getting some stitches on his chin over here.
Thank you very much for that injury report. Bulldogs in with a late substitution. Gumby scrambling, outside pass to the right. Catch in there at the 50-yard line by number 9.
I think that's 8, I think.
Yeah, it was Irica's.
Yeah, on
Thank
your...
you, Fletman. Thank you very much. I've got him at 18. I'll fix
right.
that. I mixed up all of my information here, and it's throwing me off just a little bit, but nonetheless, the Red Devils are driving again. Ball is almost at the mid-stripe. Franklin over to the left. Gumby getting ready to get under center, and the side judge calls a timeout as Jimmy Lewis has indicated a timeout. They're going to take one for the Bulldogs. 6:18 to go before halftime. Red Devils up 14-0. They're driving. 6:18 to go, and before halftime, Red Devils had the ball at their 50-yard line. Inside handoff to Jones. He shrugs off a tackle at the 40, at the 35-yard line, gets into the 40, hit there, and falls into the 30. We're going to call it the 32-yard line of the Bulldogs. And he was just shot out of a cannon, Addison.
Yeah, that time if you saw it, we put Mason in motion coming this way again,
Right.
and a lot of their guys just knew he was fixing to do it in and around. About that time, we cracked Jones open.
First down and 10. Red Devils have it at the 35-yard line of the Bulldogs. Going to be back to pass. Throws it over right in front of Dan Rosser. As the ball falls incomplete, it's going up on a ladder is Letman. Thought he was going to reel that one in, Dan.
Yeah, he had two guys on him, but the ball went through his hands. I know it's one he'd like to have, but it was a tough catch.
All right. And second down, 10 yards to go. Ball is at the Bulldogs' 34-yard line. Gumby has two receivers to the left, one to the right. Surveys the situation, hands it off to Jones up the middle, and he's broke free, but he gets into the 30-yard line, falls forward to about the 26, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, that's going to be some holding in there where that flag went.
I really like the pace of play that the Red Devils have. As, of course, the broadcast team is on the visitor side of the field, so that is why you heard the cheer as a flag goes against the Red Devils. 5:22. I don't think the clock should be rolling while we have a penalty going on, but nonetheless it is. 5:17, 5:15. Doesn't the clock normally stop on a penalty? All right, so you just lost. Now he wound the clock, and the clock's not started. So let's see the officials pick this up. 5:11. He wound the clock. It hasn't started. Okay.
They're offsides.
Well, this will give an opportunity for one of the judges to come in and let them.
Clock!
Yep. Now it's at 5:08. So we had encroachment on the defense. The clock should be at 5:35, Red Devil fans, not at 5:08. And hopefully this officiating crew will get that corrected.
Check the clock!
But they have not, so they're going to call it and wind it. And it's going to start. So 5:07, clock's in play. Let's see if that ends up being any problems right before the end of the first half. We're 5 minutes away from that. 14-0 is your score. Red Devils up top. Sagas is in motion from right to left. Gumby's looking that way, throws it to Sagas. He's hit, but he gets a first down as he makes a great athletic catch at the 22-yard line. Addison, these kids aren't afraid to go on a ladder and catch the football.
Yeah, that's a couple of passes in a row we've seen one of our receivers go up high, one come down with it. It's like Mason may be limping a little over there.
He's probably trying to catch his breath.
I'd be limping too where he got hit. Ball's first down at the 22-yard line. Hand off to number 30. Jones is going around the side. He cuts it back. Could he get into the end zone? He's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Lincoln County. Touchdown, Sherrod Jones.
We got the hanky over here on the side.
His second one of the night.
We're holding.
All right. Well, that's good because I was a little delayed on that touchdown call anyway.
It looks like you'll get another chance.
I might.
Looks like a downfield. We were downfield. Looks like we were inside the 10 holding because it's going to move us just back outside the 15 to what, the 17 or so.
All right, so a spot foul. So it was a touchdown on the play, but after the penalty, a spot foul comes back to, like Addison said, about the 17-yard line.
One of our receivers was holding out there that time.
All right, thank you, Dan Rosser. So it'll be a first down and 5. Ball's going to rest at the Bulldogs, going to call it the 16-yard line. Gumby asked for it. Inside handoff to Jones. Again, Sherrod is over the left-hand side, cuts up the middle. And he is running through the Bulldogs like water goes through cracks right now. And Sherrod gets it to about the 6-yard line. Red Devils up 14-0 already. 4:23 to go before halftime. And they are having their way with the Bulldogs right now. New defensive line for the Bulldogs as well, a concern of Coach Jimmy Lewis of Harlem. Gumby puts the ball in the belly of Deshaun, takes it out, throws it over to his tight end, but throws it a little too low. And Letman was not able to, that's not Letman, Carl, that's number 9, that's Trey Brown, wasn't able to reel it in. I'm getting there.
Yeah, you're doing it, man. I love the call right there because they were probably expecting a run, and I think if we get it up just a little bit, Carl, we could have maybe even scored on that play.
You're exactly right, Addison.
I wonder, Dan, if Gumby was feeling bad for his receivers as he threw, two ladder shots, and he didn't want to throw it to one that actually could go up on the ladder and get it.
Yeah, he was calibrating the throw.
All right, a player shaking up for Harlem. And he is staying out on the field, and that's number 1, Max Ashmore, at the linebacker position, and now coming in, that's Devin Frails. I apologize, looking at the wrong roster. And they're going to bring Devin out, and replacing him is going to be number 25, and that's Austin Burt. So the Red Devils have the ball, second down and goal to go from the 8-yard line. Gumby in shotgun, been there all night. Got Jones to his right, surveys the situation, hands it off to Jones. He's over the left-hand side. Can he cut it back at the 5? He does, and busts through the lineman, and he gets in. Touchdown, Craig Jones. Touchdown, Lincoln County. The Red Devils are in the end zone for the 3rd time tonight.
Boy, yeah, after a slow start, Carl, we've really picked it up, and a lot of it on the ground game.
It's been grinding.
Yes.
Just throwing enough to keep them off balance is, I guess, the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Good offensive play calling.
Exactly.
Number 44, Spradlin, waiting for the snap. So he can try to make this a 21-point lead.
Thanks, man, I appreciate it.
And the place is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So with that, 4 minutes to go before halftime, the Red Devils are up 21-0. You're listening to the Lincoln County Broadcast Network on 105.3 WSGC. Back in 30 seconds. Red Devil fans, welcome back to Lincoln County as the Red Devils are up 21-0. And at the rate we're going, Spradlin's going to have to get some ice on that leg at halftime. As he gets ready to kick off, approaches it, puts foot to leather at the 40-yard line, end over end. McIntyre fields it at the 10, looks down, fumbles it. It looked like he wanted to fumble it at the 10, but he picks it back up at the 20, hit hard at the 25-yard line.
Number 65, Joshua Stewart, put that lick on him.
And Stewart does a little bit of punting, so if the Bulldogs are paying attention, don't try to block him because he can lay the wood. So 21-0 is your score. Red Devils have scored on their last 3 offensive possessions. One an 80-yard drive, one a short fielder of 1 yard. And Addison, how far was that last drive?
62 yards.
So Addison is going to be busy, Dan, at halftime getting the stats ready.
Watch to see if he takes his shoes off.
Hey, you watch it, buddy.
I think I'll notice the
I
smell.
didn't wear socks, just in case.
All right, we're going to flip the page here. McDaniel brings them out. Ball's at the Bulldogs' 24-yard line. They want to try to get something going before halftime. He's back to pass. Lays one out there, and the only person in the pattern that could have received that pass was number 6, Jaylene Smith. Number 29 for the Bulldogs, Justin Postel, was 10 or 15 yards upfield and did not know the pattern.
Yeah, you know, Carl, that's really where a young quarterback can kind of tell the tale is in the throwing game.
Right.
You know, and he's not completed one tonight, so you know, a young quarterback, you can usually tell, you know, in the throwing department if he's still just a little bit green.
Well, and he also had Marshall just beaming down his neck, so he let it go.
True.
Second down and 10. A running team does not like to throw it, and they inside handoff to McIntyre, and he gets up to about the 28-yard line. So pick up a 4 yards on the play.
You had Sherrod Jones and Deshaun Taylor in on that tackle. Sherrod got him low, and Deshaun got him high.
That is the great benefit of having an on-field reporter, because he has an opportunity to see it a lot better in certain angles than we do. The sun has dropped behind the clouds. The lights here at the stadium are shining down, and the shadows are on the fields. 3:17 to go. 21-0 is your score. Red Devils on top. Bulldogs possess it at their own 29-yard line. 3rd down and 5. McDaniel out. Hands it off. Going to keep it himself, and he is going to just fumble. Did he fumble the football? Yes, he did. Picked up by the Red Devils, and they're going to score as Letman was there for the fortuitous fumble. Takes it at the 32-yard line. Runs it in the end zone. Touchdown, Letman. Touchdown, Lincoln County. The Red Devils are in the end zone once again. Wow. One of the things that Jimmy Lewis is worried about was his young quarterback getting hit on every play. And the Red Devils have smelled blood in the water and are hitting him. And right then, Addison, you just alluded to it in the passing game. That's a play he needs to go ahead and eat that and go down. Yeah. Not going to fault the effort of the young sophomore, but he'll learn that. Spradlin, after getting his leg wrapped, kicks it through, and it's 28-0. Red Devils, 2:55 to go before halftime. Spradlin's kick received at the 10-yard line by a new running back. I'll get that to you in a moment. He's broke free. He's at the 40, makes one man miss, and he could be gone. That's Alonzo Hill. He's at the 10-5, touchdown Bulldogs. Good gracious. Alonzo Hill was back to receive the kickoff for the Bulldogs. Reeled it in at about the 14-yard line. Shot out of a cannon, because who had been receiving the football for the Bulldogs was McIntyre. And Hill has a different speed. And he turned the speed on, and Spradlin, as I told you, had to get his leg wrapped because he's kicked so many times. Got juked right there at midfield, and Alonzo ran it all the way back. Now, tuning in, if you're just now tuning in, Red Devil fans, don't panic. It's 28-6. We are on the visitor side, and all that screaming was from the visitor side. So if we could get on the home press box, then we won't hear all that screaming. Oh, the kick is blocked as Dalton White still hears footsteps from the snap over his head. 2:40 to go before halftime. Red Devils up 28-6 after a long kickback. That's the only offense the Bulldogs have had. We're going to keep it here.
The Kemis Zellers got in on that block.
Well, no offense to the kicker, but the center was going to block that kick because he kicked it so low.
Give him the butt.
I mean, yeah. You're listening to Lincoln County Red Devil football, and I'm not Doug Newman. I'm Carl Punt filling in for him as he is vacating, and so I hope all you Red Devil fans will tell him that he was sorely missed. Okay. And you can't wait for the big guy to get back in the chair here and broadcast these games. As the press box grows oddly quiet.
Yeah, we're excited about Doug coming back next week. Yeah. Getting to go to Abbeville in that huge.
Oh, well, I've already called them, and I talked to their AD, and they have not widened the press box, so you guys aren't in any luck. Somebody, let's see. Kickoff is going to be fielded at the 17-yard line by the Red Devils. Jones is looking around, brings it up to the 35, gets it to the 40. I think that is number 30 bringing it up. Right. Is that Sherrod Jones? That is. I told you, it doesn't take me too long to. If the Red Devils having this much offense, it's easy to figure out who's got it. 28-6 is your score. Red Devils on top. 2:31 to go before halftime. Abbeville is a historic town known for its football, but its press box has not been widened. So y'all will have fun in the friendly confines of the Panthers at Heights Stadium. Gumby looks for it. He's got the ball at his own 40-yard line. Out to pass. Sagas receives it at the 45. He's up to the 50, and he steps out of bounds at about, Dan, that's got to be about the 44-yard line.
Nope, they got him earlier than that, back about the 50.
Thank you very much. You want to hear another good adjective? We've talked about things being fortuitous.
I tell you, you're full of it. I mean, you're full of them tonight.
He is in a very advantageous position to make that call to tell us that he stepped out at the 50-yard line. Was one, Dan Rosser. Gumby has it first down and 10 for the Red Devils in shotgun at the 50-yard line. Looks over to his left, throws it over there. Franklin hauls it in at the 40, makes a man miss, and is tackled in by number 8. They're going to keep the clock winding as Aaron Bryce just hung on to Franklin as he picks up enough for the first down with the reception. almost 14 yards on the play, but it looks like we have a hanky on the field. So we'll wait for the indication from the referee. And by all viewing, the Red Devils are on their way back, so a holding penalty is going to erase that pickup of about 16 yards. Second down, and that'll be first down, and well, I don't know who the cab service is here in Lincoln County, but you better call them because that's a cab ride, ladies and gentlemen. Red Devils back there on the 33-yard line, have to get to the Bulldogs 40 for a first down. But Gumby can do it, rolls out to his right-hand side with a little bit of a limp, throws it over to, do we have a late hit there?
He's down.
He was down. Number 10 receives the football on the field, and that's Fred Kreit, if I have that number correct. Sagas had been in the pattern, but he was limping on the previous play, so the sophomore reels it in, and another pickup. And now it's going to be second down. Did we not pick up any yardage on the play? Second down, and
we got anything.
More of a cab fare. Okay, 27 yards, so they incompleted pass. All right, ball is at the Red Devils 33. They're up 28-6, 2:05 to go before halftime. Inside handoff, Gumby hands it off to Jones. He's over the right-hand side. He's up to the 40, the 45, 50, trying to get the yardage back in chunks and steps out of bounds somewhere around the Bulldogs' 45-yard line.
They're going to spot it at about the 47.5, it looks like.
I'm not off by very much there, brother. Still looking for that reference to that Bible name. 1:58 to go before halftime. Red Devils up by just a few points, 28-6. Trying to add on right before halftime. And there is a whole host of Joneses who have run the football tonight for the Red Devils. Sherrod and Craig have done a lot of toting of the rock. Gumby looks around. It's going to be third down and about 8 yards. He's back to pass, which over the right. He's got pressure, hit as he lets it go, and through the hands of Craig Jones. Gumby did not see number 25 coming from his defensive position, and Austin Burt hit him right as he released it. That was a scary play right there, Addison.
Yeah, we just nobody saw him coming off that right defensive end position, and like you said, he had a free shot at Gumby that time. We were fortunate that he did get it off in time before he was sacked.
All right, so Red Devils are inclined to go for it. Fourth down. We're going to call it a long 7, short 8. Gumby's back to pass. No, he's not. Inside handoff to Jones. He's got enough for the first down. He's broke free. One man to beat. He's at the 20. Oh, he's at the 30 and steps out at the 20. My apologies.
We'll spot him at the 19.
What a gutsy call as Craig Jones takes it from around the 45-yard line and gets it into, as our on-field reporter Dan Rosser tells you, the 18-yard line, possibly the 19.
19.
Thank you. Red Devils possess it there, first down and 10 at the Bulldogs' 19-yard line. 1:45 to go before halftime, up 28-6. 3 receivers in the pattern to the right, handed off to Jones. He's going to follow him to the right side, spins out of a tackle. He's at the 10. He's still on his feet, and he's hit out of bounds at the 5-yard line, possibly the 4. Right in front of Dan Rosser.
They're going to spot him at the 7.
Dan, see, that's where you need to help me. You need to say he's out of bounds. I tell you what, Dan.
I was on that. He should have been spotted at the 6.
You know what we're going to do, Addison?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Dan Rosser, get your lineups ready, buddy, because you call on this play. 1:37 to go. You got it.
All right. We got Denzel in the shotgun. We got 2 wideouts left, 1 right, 1 in the slot on the right, and Harlem is going to call timeout. Field got a wideout right, 2 wideouts left, 1 in the slot on the right. Now we're waiting for the official to say we can get it going. Dalton's at center. He gets ready for the snap, puts his hand on the ball. Denzel calls for the snap. He hands off. Deshaun right into the end zone, almost untouched. Touchdown, Red Devils. That'll make it 34-6, Red Devils.
Now, why in the world am I in this press box with that much talent on the field and one Dan Rosser? Holy macaroni.
I hear you.
Dan, that was a good job.
Well, thank you.
All right, keep on taking it. Spratlin's going to kick it.
All right, Spratlin's back. He's ready for it. Got Price waiting for the snap. Takes the snap. Ball holds good. The kick is up. Looks good from here. The referee says, yep, it's good. 35-6 Red Devils with 1:32 to go in the second quarter.
And that call made possible by one very own Dan Rosser. As Dan has said, 1:32 to go before halftime. 35-6 is your score. You're listening to Lincoln County Red Devil football on the Lincoln County Broadcast Network. Back in 30 seconds. Red Devil fans, welcome back. 35-6 is your score. The special presentation of Lincoln County Red Devil football is made possible by the Lincoln County Broadcast Network. Carl Punt sitting in for one Doug Newman. He is on vacation and sorely missed, so he'll be back soon. And they're going to get some extra ice for Spradlin. As a former kicker I am, and know that his leg has got to be pretty sore. Yeah.
Is it any good?
No, it's not any good?
Yeah.
You hear me talking on the radio now, don't you?
I'm talking about it kicking.
I mean, every year as I go older, it got better. But anyway, Bulldogs have it at their own 20-yard line, 6-0. I mean, they've scored 6 points only on a special teams play. McDaniel back in at quarterback, and he is running a little more passively. But the Red Devils are smelling more than blood in the water as Deshaun came in and hit him again. Dan, what is the feeling on the sidelines after your wonderful touchdown call?
Well, of course, to be honest, it's kind of subdued now, up 35-6. Feels like it's supposed to feel.
This is the feeling you normally have?
Well, no offense against Harlem, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, under a minute now. McDaniel brings them out. Second down and 9. Ball's at the Bulldogs' 21-yard line. Red Devils up 35-6. McDaniel takes it out of the belly. The fullback pitches the option. It's on the ground. Can the Red Devils get it? They swarm after it, and they get it. Did they get it?
Yes, sir. Number 30. That's Sherrod Jones is on that ball.
Good gracious. I'm telling you what, ladies and gentlemen. Let me figure out where they're going to take this bus. Are they going to take it to JT Services? Where are they going to take it in town to get it worked on? They're going to have to take it to Pennington Paint and Body to get the body worked on, and I don't know who else is going to help them. But the Bulldogs from Harlem have had every piece of the bus fall off. The wheels, the motor, everything. 44.8 seconds to go before halftime. The Red Devils have it at the 21-yard line. Inside handoff, and now they're going to give it back, but Gumby is there to get on the ball. That's the second poor exchange from quarterback to running back, and both times the Red Devils quarterback has swallowed it up. So the Red Devils are going to call a timeout. We're going to take one with them. 35-6 is your score. Red Devils trying to get a lot more. They have the ball on the Bulldogs' 21-yard line. We'll be back with more in just a moment. You're listening to the Lincoln County Broadcast Network. Red Devil fans, welcome back. Carl Punt in at controls here for the vacating Doug Newman. He'll be back next week as the voice of the Red Devils will be in his familiar position here behind the microphone. And hopefully the score will be very similar. As tonight it is 35-6. Red Devils all over Harlem. And in the backfield behind you, Dan, is that an ambulance getting somebody to your right? All right, Gumby back to pass. Got a man wide open at the end zone and incomplete. Nope, you had mentioned a player was getting stitches, and I didn't know if that had escalated at all.
I don't think so. That may be a fan or something, or they may just have it on to be parked there. I'm not sure what that is.
All right, just out of concern, that's all. 31.1 seconds to go before halftime. Third down, and 13. Looks like the Red Devils can pick up a first down as the ball rests at the Bulldogs' 15-yard line. Gumby in shotgun, surveys the situation, puts the foot down, asks for the football, gets it from Deshaun. Deshaun is rumbling, breaks a tackle at the 5. He's hit at the 2, but he's in for a touchdown. Touchdown, Lincoln County. The Red Devils are in the end zone. Touchdown number 34, Deshaun Taylor.
He was just pushing guys off of him with his hand.
Good gracious. He is a man amongst boys, and I think he's only a junior. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So Spradlin coming back from getting his iced leg. 41-6 is your score. Snap is down. The kick is up, and once again, it is true. 42-6. This was the final score of the game last year, and that's what it is at the end of one half, almost at the end of one half. We have 23.7 fateful ticks to go before halftime. and the Red Devils are putting on a complete game tonight. I believe we have only seen one punt from the Red Devils. Is that correct, Addison?
That is correct, my friend. One punt.
And I'm joking, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in, I'm joking about Spradlin. He's okay. He doesn't have to have any ice. He's just doing a lot of kicking. Okay. So the ball's teed up at the 40-yard line. Red Devils up 42-6. Alonzo Hill is back to receive it again. He's standing at the 5-yard line. The kick is much shorter, but the Bulldogs want Hill to pick it up, and he does at the 15. He's at the 20, the 35, up to the 40, shedding off tackles. He's at midfield. Can he break free again? Looks like he's going to be hog-tied and brought down by Sagas at the 31-yard line. And due to hitting him at the headgear, it looks like Sagas is going to add on to the play. They
missed a huge holding call over here. I mean, the jersey was separated from his body. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, they can't see them all, but we did see one change for the Bulldogs that has really sparked them, and that's putting Alonzo Hill back to receive the kick. So 11 seconds to go before halftime, and the Bulldogs have only crossed midfield for the second time all game. Their first offensive series, check that, their second offensive series, they crossed the mid-stripe, and now they're in at the Red Devils, I'm looking for the spot, 15-yard line. That was a 15-yard personal foul on Sagas, and I didn't see him turn the headgear of Hill on the tackle. He just went to tackle him high. So now 11 seconds to go before halftime. Bulldogs, you would think, I think they have one timeout remaining. No, they have no timeouts. So they're going to have to put it in the air. They're only going to get one play here. McDaniel under center, looks around, puts a man in motion. He's back to pass. He does, throws the inside slant. And Dalton White, alligator armed it. So McDaniel's going to have one more play here before halftime unless they're going to bring on the kicking unit. 42-6 is your score. Red Devils on top. Have a special visitor in at halftime as we will be bringing you the Spradlin Hardware halftime show in just a moment on the Lincoln County Broadcast Network. Carl Punt sending in for Doug Newman. Addison Belangi, and of course our own field is taken care of by Dan Rosser. They're in the wishbone are the Bulldogs. They possess the ball at the, they're going to run a bootleg and didn't fool anybody. And that should be the last play of the game as number 5 comes in from his defensive line position, and that's Marshall. Abbeville next week. So we'll get all that to you guys, and y'all will look sharp.
You know it.
So Harlem brings it out, ball's at the 30-yard line. 49-6 is your score. Red Devils on top. McIntyre inside handoff. That's not McIntyre, that's McDaniel, excuse me. Mason with the inside handoff. Coach Lewis said for the Bulldogs that he was concerned that he didn't have a backup quarterback. And that's unfortunate because they finished the season off last year, and he felt like he had something to build upon, especially with special teams, but that wasn't the case. They won the last game of the season 27-6.
Carl, Harlem's been devastated by 2 huge high schools being built in Columbia County that took a lot of athletes away.
Inside handoff to McIntyre, and he falls up to the 35, gets up to the 35-yard line for the Bulldogs. All right, let's tell you a little bit about the Lincoln County defense. Dan, it doesn't look like that those are new jerseys. Maybe the starters will be in for one more series.
You've got a few out there, but yeah, you still got most of the starters out there.
Yeah, I think our tackles maybe. I think I see.
You got
Lockhart out there.
That's right, and Stewart.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll make sure that we get the names of all the Red Devils on the field to you. 7:38, 7:36, clock rolling. McDaniel out to pass, feeling some pressure, hit right as he lets it goes, and it falls hopelessly incomplete at the 46-yard line.
That falls incomplete.
Stewart in there with a little bit of pressure for the Red Devils. Number 56 is also in the game, and that is Lockhart. Y'all had already touched on him.
We are now under a continuous clock.
Yep, and Charles Fogler Jr. seeing some playing time. He is a big youngster. A senior on the defensive line. 7 minutes, as Dan Roshop just said, clock rolling. 49-6 is your score. Red Devils on top. Back to punt is Dalton White. He has not had a good night with special teams. Hopefully this will be a better opportunity for him. Ball skips back to him, and he lets a good one go. And it is touched and fielded by number 3 off of the skip. He needs to let that one go. Blake Murray getting in there for his first opportunity to field a punt. But he kept the ball in front of him. So the Blue Devils are going to have, the Red Devils are going to have it there at the 35-yard line. There's Jimmy Reed. Jimmy Reed, he used to be at Greenwood, and then he was at Abbeville coaching. Basketball coach, took two of the Greenwood teams to
the world. I think it was Dekimas. What was it? Huh? No, that wasn't Nicodemus. I think it was Dekimas.
I'm telling you, that name is in the Bible, and I apologize for not getting it right. Price at quarterback. Red Devils have the football at their 35-yard line. Inside handoff to the big running back, and he's up to the 50. He could be gone. That's number 26, and he's gone. He's at the 20, the 10, one man to beat, and hit out of bounds at about the 4-yard line. We came out of our seats as Jamar Norman got the handoff at the 35-yard line of the Red Devils. Shot out of a cannon he was, and knocked out of bounds by the safety at about the, Dan, is it about the 5-yard line? And
yes, sir.
And unfortunately for the Bulldogs on that play, they've got a hurt defender, and I can tell you that is Devin Frails. Hopefully that is just a cramp. Shot, first down and goal, and of course this one we go to Dan Rosser.
All right, so we got Price in the shotgun. He's getting ready for the snap. He takes the snap. He hands off to number 20, and he's through the middle and in the end zone. Touchdown, Red Devils. That'll make it, oh my goodness, is that 55-6 now?
Yes. Dan, how do you feel about the fact that Jamar Norman got 60 yards on the previous run, and the coaching staff turns around and gives it back to him one more time?
I think that's the way it ought to be done. When the man gets you down there, let him get you into the end zone.
Yeah, that's a lot of promise from your freshman running back right there.
I was looking up Dekimas, but I couldn't find it, so sorry.
All right, Spradlin waiting the snap. The kick is down, and it is up, and it is good. So the Red Devils extend their lead to...
I'm so glad we had this time together. Just to laugh at it, just to say so.
All right, clear. Spradlin puts foot to leather at the 40-yard line, and fielding it is Dalton White at the 25. He's up to the 30 and hit at the 35 and brought down there, and that might not be Dalton White. That is not going to be Dalton White. That is Austin Burt. My apologies to the Bulldog fans that are listening. Carl Punt sitting in for Doug Newman as Lincoln County is up 56-6, 5:04. We're under a running clock here. And Lincoln County, we appreciate you listening to tonight's contest on 105.3 WSGC and also online at WSGCradio.com. And also, you can hear it on the local TV channels right now. And then I think when Crawford gets everything worked out, you'll be able to see it next week on television as well. So I hope we did a good job for you tonight. Under center is McDaniel, flips it out, got a flag on the play. Number 5 gets the pitch, and he could be gone. He's at the 40, he's at the 30, and
that's coming back.
Tackled on the play there. He looked like, and I hate to say this, but that was Austin Ledoux for Harlem, and he looked like about the 50. His hamstring just let out, and he kept on going.
Yep.
And he is up limping. Obviously, his left leg is bothering him a little bit, and you can tell by the shoulder pads and the headgear of the Bulldogs that they're a young team, and they're not having a lot of things go their way right now, down 50 points. Red Devils up 56-6, 4:17 to go in the third quarter. And Ledoux comes back after a good run. There was a hold on the edge.
It was a legal shift.
Excuse me, illegal shift. Thank you, Dan. And Ledoux comes over to the sidelines, and he's going to get a little attention from the Bulldog staff, as it looked like his hamstring really started bothering him, and hopefully he's going to be okay. So a lot of new Red Devils in the game. We're going to give you those names and numbers here. 72 at defensive line, that is Brandon Biles. I'll tell you who is on the interior of the line in just a minute. Looks like number 56, that's Lockhart. Snap off and no gain on the play as it was a first down and about 6 yards for the Bulldogs from their own 30. Hey, Dan, just because the clock's running, why do we not do any more yards? That really helps the.
I don't know why they do that. I don't know if it's out or what.
Looks like they left the box. I don't know what's up with that, but they gained about 3 on that. It's 2nd and 12.
All right, 2nd and 12. I'm going to stand back up. Ball rest at the Bulldogs' 31-yard line. McDaniel under center, surveys the situation, looks around, got a tight set with his back right behind him. Inside handoff. No, McDaniel keeps it. It gets tackled there.
That was a great play by LaFacius Lockhart. I mean, he just came through the middle and caught the quarterback before he could keep it and go.
All right, Jaylene Smith is in at cornerback. Coming in now for the Red Devils is number 79, Jaquan Leverett. 84 is in there for the Red Devils as well. Kendrick Beard. At linebacker, number 33, that is C.J. Adcock. Number 14 also at linebacker, Jalen Wade. And Dan, you can help me out with a couple numbers I've missed. Looks like Norman is the cornerback on your side.
You are correct, and we've also got Kendrick Beard out here, number 84. Ball's on the ground, the quarterback falls on it.
All right, so Harlem is going to punt again, and I'll get this right. Dalton White's going to come in and do the kicking, number 82. Watch him change kickers now that I got the kickers' names right. Watch this. This is what's going to be. It's going to be my luck, isn't it, Addison?
I call you. You know what we call you when you're not around is old Lucky.
Oh, Lucky.
Yeah.
All right. So looks like 29. I can't tell you who's back. Is that Norman back to receive the kick for the Red Devils?
That is 89, I do believe. That would be Keith Lockhart.
Keith Lockhart, the freshman, standing back at the Red Devils' 40-yard line and back to kick for the Bulldogs. Standing at his 15-yard line is Dalton White, and I know his name pretty well because he's been kicking a lot tonight. There's a flag on the play.
Delay a game, I'm sure.
Wow.
Delay a game on the Bulldogs. I'm going to turn the crowd mic up a little bit so we can get some noise coming in. 1:42 to go in the third quarter. Red Devil fans, 56-6 is your score. Red Devils on top of the AAA opponent, Harlem Bulldogs.
I thought they called timeout.
Nah, come on, Addison.
That's what he indicated. Is what he indicated, but
did he?
Yeah, but they didn't really want one.
Well, they're all lined up and ready to go, and he's marking it down. The referee, the Whitecap is. So I guess he's
he's giving them timeout.
All right, so he granted him timeout because it was such a delay in it. Is he going to give him one? No, he's like, okay, you guys don't want it, we'll go. So they will. So now inching up, number 89 Lockhart inches up to his own 45-yard line. Dalton White back to his 10. The snap is back to him. Plenty of time. Lets it go end over end. Lockhart gets it in, reels it in to 46, up to the 50, crosses the 50 into the 45, and down to the 42-yard line of the Bulldogs. So that's where the Red Devils will set up shop. 1:26 clock rolling. 56-6 is your score. You know, Doug might not have broken a sweat like we had to tonight, Addison. We broke a sweat up here in the press box
it was
together
hot.
tonight.
Well, shoot, man. We got to get Doug. I'll tell you what we'll do on Fridays. Get Doug to come over here early and cut the air conditioner on for us. You reckon?
I hope he'll cut it on. Does he know which button to mash?
Yeah.
Can he reach it? Bryce Rogers in at running back, and he hands it off to the freshman, Norman, who just had a beautiful run in the last series of 60 yards and scored the last Red Devil touchdown, but he was met at the point of attack by a Bulldog defender, and just like the Red Devils, the Bulldogs are having some major substitutions, so now I've got to put down.
That was Tanner Miller, number 24 for the Bulldogs.
He is fast for that roster. So second down and 12 yards to go. Inside handoff to Norman again. He's broken free. He's at the 30. One man to miss. He's made him miss. He's at the 20, the 10, 5. The freshman scores his second touchdown of the night. Touchdown Norman. Touchdown Lincoln County. The Devils are in the end zone again.
I hate to say it. That's 62.
62 yards?
Points.
I know. I was trying to help Addison. You know,
It was 58 or 42 yards.
Dan, you weren't kidding about him taking his shoes off to count.
You watch it, buddy.
I'm telling you right now, I got to get me a oxygen mask up here. Spradlin waiting for the snap. It's down. The place is down. The kick is up.
Good.
And it is good. And Spradlin will be sore tomorrow. 62-6 is your score. 63-6 is your score. Check that. Lincoln County on top. 16 seconds to. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Picking it up good. My freshman's got 107 yards if you want.
All right, clear. Austin Burt receives the kickoff at the 15. He's up to the 20, hit at the 30. Pushes forward to about the 40-yard line for the Bulldogs. Still not down, no whistle on the play. So Austin Burt showing all kinds of fight for the Bulldogs here. And that is the end of the third quarter. As the Red Devils are up 63-6. And we'll be back after you hear these messages on 105.3 WSGC and WSGCradio.com. Back in 30 seconds. WSGC, and of course, on your television set here in Lincoln County. Red Devils are up 63-6. 12 minutes to go in tonight's contest. And all kinds of Red Devil substitutions, and we'll get those to you in just a moment as the Bulldogs set up shop at their own 40-yard line. Don't know if we have a new quarterback or not. We do, and I'll tell you in just a moment. I was wondering when that was going to happen. Number 12, Hunter Rippey. Dan, you want to give me the correct pronunciation of number 12? Hunter Rip.
Your guess is good as mine, man.
Right? Rip. We're just going to call him Hunter. He's a freshman.
There you go.
11:28, clock rolling here. Well, guys, this has been a lot of fun.
You've been a lot of fun.
It's been a lot of fun tonight, hasn't it? Y'all let me come back and do another one. We'll send Doug on vacation if we're going to win.
If you get these results, you're welcome back in.
Okay. Hunter takes out from center, looks around, surveys the situation, and falls down at the 40-yard line. So whatever yardage the Bulldogs gained on the last play, they lost it right there from their freshman quarterback. Big-time drop-off from the size of their freshman quarterback from the Bulldogs, from Hunter to Mason McDaniel, and that's something that Coach Lewis shared with us in a pregame interview. So the Bulldogs have it, third down, and we're going to call it 11 yards. Ball is at their 38-yard line. I'm going to tell you the Red Devils that are on the field right now. I think we covered most of them in the last defensive possession. We'll make sure we do it again. Hunter flips it out. Number 2 gets it in the backfield. He's hit hard and hit there for a loss of 3 yards on the play. And Dan, you're right on top of that, so tell us who made the tackle.
All right, we got Jalen Wade in on that tackle. We also had Jaquan Leverett out there on that tackle. A couple other guys in there couldn't quite get quick enough.
All right, so once again, the story remains the same and the record keeps on skipping, and that is it's fourth down for the Bulldogs, and they've got a punt. So just as tired as Spradlin is for making point after attempts and kicking off, Dalton White's got to be equally as tired for the Bulldogs, as they've been past midfield only twice tonight. Excuse me, 3 times. Twice, that's right. 3 times. Did not score right before the end of halftime. Getting a Bulldog player off the field. White is back to kick at his own 25. He lets it go. A little bit of contact, but not enough to draw a flag. And the ball hits end over end at the Red Devils' 40-yard line and goes out of bounds at about the 36.
You are correct. They're going to actually spot it back just over the 35 barely, but you were right, actually.
How about them apples? Addison?
Carl being right.
I don't get to hear that very often.
Say that one more time, Dan.
Carl, you were right.
Oh, my gosh.
Or should I say Hawkeye?
Yeah, there's no Hawkeye.
He's got a new name.
No, I don't either. 9 minutes, going to be under 9 minutes as the Red Devils take possession of the football here. 63-6 is your score. 9 minutes to go in the football game. Running clock all the second half. In at quarterback now, I got to flip the page. Should be Price Rogers. Is that right?
Yeah,
that is
it's still Price. We lost our third-string quarterback last week, torn ACL.
How did the scrimmage go last week? By the way,
it was a good scrimmage. They 7-3, but our defense actually, to be honest, and Dan, they can help me out here, looked a little more physical last week than we did this week, even though we've stopped them. I'm talking about from the physical aspect, was just, pretty physical.
I think we were more up for that game.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
All right, so Rogers gets everybody in place. Second down and about 15. Inside handoff to guess who? Norman. And he's over the 50-yard line into the 40. That's not Norman. That's 25. He's in at the 20, the 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Kadarius Hunter on a huge touchdown run as he took the ball from the 30-yard line of the Red Devils and went coast to coast, and there is a flag on the play. Don't take that away from that junior. He had a great run. Illegal use of hands.
Way over there.
Yeah, nowhere near the ball. Wow. Nothing necessary.
God.
Well, Hunter made a great cut at a point of attack and busted out to the left-hand side, and he took off at the 35 and took it to pay dirt, which would have been a 65-yard touchdown run, and it is going to come back. So it's going to come back to the Bulldogs' 36-yard line.
Price getting 34 yards on that carry.
Rogers waits for the signal to come in. Hunter still in the backfield. To his left, two receivers to the left. Rogers puts it in his belly again. He's through the line of scrimmage, makes a man miss. He's at the 20, sheds off another tackler, and is hemmed in there at the 15-yard line. Oh my gosh, the blocking up front for the Red Devils is something to really look at. It doesn't matter, Dan, too much because they've had a change in the whole offensive line here as you're up 63-6, and they're still opening just gaping holes.
Yeah, I'm afraid Harlem's had to have their defensive backfield do too much tackling tonight.
Yep. So Rogers looks over. Hunter's still in there. I think you got to give the ball to him again. First down, ball rest at the 11-yard line of the Bulldogs. We might call it a 12. Rogers inside handoff, gives it to Hunter again. This time he's hit the line of scrimmage, spins back, gets to the 10-yard line. I got my line of scrimmages mixed up. And the Bulldogs are making some host changes as well. Coming into the game is number 89, and that is Dakota Nail, and he's a 10th grader. So the Red Devils have it up 63-6. They're at the 10-yard line, and Dan's been so good at calling touchdowns from right here, we're going to let him have this one more time.
All right, Price is looking to the sideline for the signal. We still got Quadarius Hunter back there in the backfield. We got one wide out right, two left, slot man in the slot. Price takes the snap, he fakes the handoff, he keeps, he's going to run off the left side. Got room out there, he's going to get in the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Red Devils. That'll make it 69-6. Red Devils with 6:22 to go in the ball game. There is a flag down, unfortunately.
And Dan, it looked like the flag came in after the play was over. It might be a personal foul. It's going to be a personal foul against the Red Devils. I did not see the activity, but it was a play right out of the boundary. And I'm not sure if that'll be taken on the point after attempt or will bring the play back here. It looks like they're bringing the play back again. So I'll set the table for Dan as they're going to take the points off the board. 6:22 to go in tonight's contest. They'll have to take the points. Red Devil fans, and you need to enjoy it that you have the white cap mic here at the stadium so you can hear what's going on. All right, Spradlin's point after attempt. Oh, excuse me, Dan, go right ahead.
All right, Spratlin's ready for the kick. He kicks it up. It's got length, but it might be wide left. Yep, wide left. He missed it. Price was on the hole, had a pretty good hole there, but still 69-6.
All right, 69-6 is your score. 6:22 to go in tonight's contest. We'll keep it here because they're getting out. Jimmy trying to work about 4 jobs at one time, but we appreciate him coming back and helping us out tonight. It's been a good time to be here in Lincoln County. 69-6 is your score. 6:22 is on the clock. Let's see if Spradlin has a little more juice in that leg this time after missing that extra point. Oh, and he hits the best kick of the night. Drives the Bulldog receiver back to the 10-yard line. He gets up to the 15, to the 20, and it's going to be hemmed in at the 30-yard line and taken down there. And once again, that gentleman is having a rough night tonight. That's number 8. And I'll let you know that number 8 is Aaron Bice. He's having a rough night with some cramps. So the Bulldogs are going to take over. Ball is going to be possessed at their 30-yard line. You hear the Red Devil band across the way. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it, Adam?
I know. I got us a microphone this year that we're going to be using all year. I got us a mic that we can pick up a lot of the band and all that.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
They sell these microphones. Y'all can go get you one. Clock rolling, 5:25. Hunter under center. Inside handoff to his fullback. Gets it up to the 30. Call it the 36-yard line for the Bulldogs. Wholesale substitutions in there right now. And on the play running the football was number 34, and that was Cameron Brown. He's a freshman. So everybody's going to get their jersey dirty tonight.
He's a big old kid back there.
Yeah, he is. I guarantee they're going to hand him the rock again.
I guarantee you.
4:55 clock rolling. Red Devils up 69-6 here in Lincoln County. Hunter hands it off to him again, and he just bumbles forward. It gets across enough for the first down.
He looks like old iron-haired Hayward who used to play for the Falcons.
He does, but he's got to stretch out.
Yeah.
He's already cramping. He's toted the rock 2 times, Dan, and he's cramping.
Well, they said the only thing that gets him off the field is a good buffet, so I don't know what.
Is he related to Newman?
To who? Did you say related to Doug?
I didn't say Doug. I said Newman. I just left it out there. Y'all could fill in the blank. 4:18 clock rolling. Of course, Crawford will take some of this audio out a little bit later. At the point of the attack, the quarterback Hunter is hemmed in and tackled. And on the play there for the Red Devils is number 52, Demarion Jones.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Good to see the freshman in there.
That is their first down since about 2 minutes in the second quarter, something like that, man.
Man,
They've had a tough night at it.
I want to correct you, but you're right.
I mean,
How does Dan keep up with the first downs? He's wonderful.
he's I don't know what it is.
Hunter
Ooh.
spins around because he didn't put it in the belly of his running back, and in doing so, a loss of 2 yards on the play is coming in to make the tackle from the Red Devils is number 42, and that is Will Wilhelm. He is a junior.
You know, I guess those guys see better than me, but I didn't see him getting back to the line of scrimmage on that.
That was a fortuitous spot.
What?
That would be a fortuitous right foot
See, I
spot.
can't hang around with educated people. I mean, you and Dan are just too hawking educated for me. Are you Baptist?
No.
You're not. What? You don't go to church? Do you go to church?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I grew up Episcopalian, and I am now a Methodist.
Okay.
But I'm a Christian, and I guess that's all that matters because we all pray to the same God, right?
Well, I was fishing right there. First completion of the night for the Dogs.
All right, 2:53 clock rolling, slant pattern completed for a pickup of 5 yards from Hunter to one of the receivers, and I was giving Addison a look, so Dan, I have no idea who he completed that pass to, and I apologize to the Bulldog fans listening.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Third down.
They do appreciate knowing that you're a Christian now.
Yeah,
That's the most important thing.
3rd down and 6. Hunter under center for the Bulldogs. The freshman quarterback surveys the situation. Got his running back right there. Hands it off to him. No, pitches it. Great play. Bounces off the ground and straight back up to the running back for the Bulldogs, who gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
I wonder how long they had to work on that at practice.
To get it to bounce
Yeah,
right back
that
up.
perfect bounce.
Well, number 26, Ryan Sherman, liked the fact that it bounced right back up into his hands because number 33 and a host of other Red Devil defenders with C.J. Aycock were in hot pursuit, looking for Boss Hogg and the rest of them.
That's it. Hey, what I like tonight, Dan, is we have played a lot of single-digit guys, if you know what I mean, ninth graders.
Yes, sir.
That is awesome.
Give them an opportunity to be successful on the field of play. 1:44 clock rolling, 69-6 is your score. Red Devils on top. Bulldogs have the football at their own 45, going for it on 4th down. And
14.
intercepted as number 14 takes it out of the air, and it's going to be tackled at about the 48-yard line, 14 being
Jalen Wade.
Thank you very much.
Why are the people over here on the Harlem side clapping?
It may be sarcasm at this point, Addison.
It may be.
We got to turn the crowd mic up to hear anybody. There we go. Sorry about that. And these 3 fans are clapping. They got red on, so I can't really tell who they're pulling for. 1:08 clock rolling, 69-6 is your score. We're going to look for a player of the game.
We're trying to find a quarterback right now, I think. I don't know what they're doing. They finally they're going to send Price out there. He's standing over here looking for something. I don't know. Maybe they're just going to wait and take a delay. No, they're going to send somebody else out there. Send number 89 out there, Lakeith Lockhart, to go under center.
All right. Well, this will be the first time a Red Devil quarterback's been under center, and they're going to take a knee and let it go.
Yeah, Coach Campbell and Coach Lewis are really good friends, and we, you know, you can call it running up the score if you want, but boy, we played a lot of young kids tonight.
Listen, Addison, last year I remember when Coach Campbell, you know, we kept trying to take delay games and stuff.
You're right, yeah.
And Coach Lewis said, look, it's our job to stop you. Don't worry about that.
You're right.
All right, so 16 seconds. They may not need to get another playoff. 69-6 is your score. Looks like the Red Devils will go to 1-0 as they defeated Harlem tonight. Next week, travel to Abbeville to Heights Stadium, where one of the 3 defeats of the Red Devils happened last year by a score of 24-21, but this is not the same Red Devil team going over to Abbeville, because they have rolled all over Harlem tonight by a score of 69-6. And following, we're going to wait to see if Doug's going to have an opportunity to talk to Coach Campbell, as Coach Campbell and Coach Lewis are going to come together and talk. I don't know who else Coach Campbell's looking for. He's not looking for Dan Rosser.
Coach Lewis has already passed him.
All right, so they're going to go shake hands and talk real quick. Campbell has been the beneficiary of 29 victories over this very Harlem team, and we appreciate a lot of support that we got. I got to give Jimmy Walton a lot of credit for the job he does with the RedDevils.com website. It's phenomenal. Tons of information, more information I've ever seen for a high school website. And so a lot of the information I gave to you tonight was from that website. So go to it, RedDevils.com, and tell Jimmy or Johnny Walton you appreciate it. Excuse me. So we're waiting on Dan to have an opportunity to talk to.
I'm still here waiting on Coach. He and Coach Lewis are talking, but I'm just about to get him. Looks like they're just about to
the Lincoln
break
County
it up.
legend.
Coach, I know we started off a little slow tonight, but then things got rolling, and it seemed like we were able to get some things done.
Well, one big thing that's got to happen for us, a larger part of our offense. Got 2-3 good running backs back there, 2 pretty good wide receivers, and our quarterbacks have just got to become a weapon for the rest of the offense to work. And our offensive line had to be doing something right, and of course, Harlem just an off year for Harlem, you know, and it's just one of those things.
By weapon, Coach, you talking about making reads or being able to complete passes?
Both, but primarily making reads and running the football.
All right, good job tonight, Coach. Good luck next week against Abbeville.